Newly elected New South Wales Labor leader Chris Minns has teamed up with the Catholic Church in opposing the Berejiklian government's planned cemeteries merger. For his analysis, I'm joined from Sydney by the legend broadcaster extraordinaire, my good friend Alan Jones. Well, this is smart politics from Chris Minns, isn't it? I mean, this is a nonsensical decision, of course, and it should be slammed, but he's not going to sit around and wait for the issues to come to him. He's aggressively finding the issues to take the fight up to the government, isn't he?
Yes, Peter, the whole dynamics have changed enormously. Look, there's an element, Gladys out there is perceived as sort of everyone's, maiden aunt in a sense. But deep down, there's a dictatorial element in Gladys. This thing hasn't gone to Cabinet and it didn't go to the caucus either. She just made a decision because I understand there was a threat of a resignation if the cemeteries went ahead near one of her electorates, and it was a resignation she wasn't prepared to embrace. But at the same time, when you start putting, and remember, it's not just the Catholics, the Muslims, the Hindus, the Maronite Christians, they've all come together to support the Catholics. You start taking on the church in any form, particularly in this form, and Chris Minns is on an enormous winner. And Gladys got to start looking at some of the pollings in the seat of Orange. When she got into trouble for abolishing the greyhound industry, the swing there was 35%. That seat's gone forever. When Maguire left the seat of Wagga for a variety of reasons, the swing went and that seat's gone forever. She starts playing this game, and remember, only last week she said, this was discussed with the Treasurer and everybody, we'll bring the first tranche of international students into New South Wales. The universities will actually pay for the quarantining, all fixed. Suddenly it goes into the party room. They said, what happened? This was to be discussed, and she said, I determined the agenda. It wasn't on my agenda. Now, you start talking like that, and there's a sense of hubris here, and people start to say, what the hell's going on? And Chris Minns is a Princeton graduate, a father of two. He's young, he's 41, he's energetic, and he's got the capacity to prosecute these cases, so she's got to be very careful indeed. The dynamics have changed.
Yeah, and I think people of faith in New South Wales have been asked to cop a lot. They've been asked to settle on a whole range of issues. Gladys Berejiklian's challenge is not to get people in the centre. She's a moderate. She's got those already. Yeah. Her challenge is to keep the Conservative base happy. And we've seen, obviously, in recent by-elections, they've been very attractive to One Nation and attractive to the shooters, and that will be her challenge in regional areas. I actually want to move to a regional issue. Matt Keane, this is the New South Wales Environment Minister, for those who aren't following the favourite green of the Liberals out there. Well, he has announced this new massive national park in the state's far west. People will think this is a great idea. They've acquired two big neighbouring stations, 65 kilometres east of Broken Hill. Two big reserves. They'll come together, Indigenous history and wildlife and all of these things. Now, the problem I have with them is not the parks per se, but there's never enough money in the budget with Parks New South Wales or Parks Victoria, whatever it might be, to run them like farmers do. Feral animals, bushfire load risk being reduced, all of that doesn't happen. And of course, then all the neighbouring properties, well, first of all, you lose the jobs in the town. Those farms go and the workers go, and that affects the school, as you know, and the local bank or whatever else is in town. But it's a real issue. It's a huge issue about maintaining the integrity of the neighbouring properties, right? This is the problem. Again, this is an opportunity for the minor parties, One Nation and shooters, fishers, farmers.
Well, Peter, no, they're just playing into Chris Minns' hands. I mean, Gladys may as well just give him the keys. The public out there would have no idea, but let me give you just one or two facts. Can anyone tell me out there how many national parks there are in Australia? The answer is about 681. How many in New South Wales? About 235. How many in the United States of America? 61. How many in the UK? 15. How many in South Africa? 19. And these aren't national parks at all. A national park is meant to be a park, an area of land, a space which is designated for specific and conservational reasons. Now, these are not national parks. They're all managed, as you said, Peter, by the states, and they're badly managed. Witness the bushfires and all the rest of it. There's been no clearance on national parks. The undergrowth grows, there's fuel there for bushfires, and this bloke wouldn't have a clue. He thinks that this is going to get Greens people to come and vote for the Liberal Party. No, it won't do that. It'll stop Liberal Party people voting for the Liberal Party. We have 235 national parks, 7 million hectares in New South Wales are national parks. The bloke is kidding.
Alan Jones, you're on fire. I'm watching tonight at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, Peter.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.